But for us, we're going to talk about wellness from a holistic standpoint, and obviously we're going to train you guys as far as like working out, but the goal is that we're going to expose you to physical movement, nutrition, and then a lot of self-awareness talk. And then from those three, you guys will see what you need, still try all of them out, and then see like what is the next thing for you. You know, I had the last New Year, we had a assistant principal. You know, he's always frustrated at work because, you know, has all these kids running around, and now like something that he incorporates into his daily practice is just about 30 seconds of breathing, and he says that's helped him calm down a lot more. And it wasn't, you know, he came in a gym to realize he needs to breathe for 30 seconds a day to calm down more, you know. But if it helped, it helped. And as far as and I'm going to change gears a little bit. As far as what we're doing for working out, there's 5 basic human movement patterns. Okay, there's squatting. You guys all squatted down when you sat down in a chair, yes? Do you guys know what a hip hinge is? Or deadlift? Okay. So if I'm squatting, right, I'm going to bend my knees and stand up. A hip hinge is now my knees will be slightly bent, but I'm actually loading into my hamstrings, my posterior chain. I'm picking something up. Okay, that's 2 very different movements. One is balance. The second one is very posterior dominant. Okay, there's any kind of pulling or retracting. There's any kind of pushing away. So like a push-up is a pressing movement. A pull-up or a pull-up or a rowing is a pulling or retracting movement. And then if I'm like carrying like groceries, right, to be able to flex everything and not collapse my spine, that's a loaded carry. Those are 5 basic human movements. Everything we do here, and really if you think about everything you do, falls under those 5 movements. We're going to train those 5 movements over and over again using a bunch of different things, and the goal is to get you to move with quality, right? If you guys have anyone here with like knee pain, hip pain, shoulder problems, okay, from a physical standpoint, the society's narrative is that, okay, I'm just getting older, right? Or I had this injury before, it just didn't heal, I'm gonna have shoulder problems forever. But really what's going on is maybe you had a little tweak, you lost some range of motion, you didn't properly rehab, and then that became, the compensated pattern became the new normal for you. And then as you just kind of gone through life, you know, you're putting stress on the joints in a way it's not meant to, and these problems are developing. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is actually create awareness. And once you have awareness of what's, you know, you're not moving the way you're supposed to, then we can actually train good movement. Okay, now on top of good movement, we're going to introduce intensity. How many of you guys like to work out hard? Just Jesse? No? Selena? Okay, now intensity is only really effective when it's on top of quality movement, right? If it's sloppy, I'm gonna just work out hard, you know, come here, we're just gonna do this, I'm gonna just make you guys work out super hard for an hour. That's not gonna get you better. If anything, you're gonna train bad movement pattern, but you're probably also gonna be very likely to get hurt, right? Because as you get more and more tired, the movement will just break down more and more. And if you're not moving the way you're supposed to, you see how you guys are gonna get hurt. So the goal isn't to work out for a certain amount of time or to even have you feel like you're gonna die, even though maybe some of the workouts, you know, who knows. But the goal is for you to, first of all, be aware of your movement, move with quality, and then introduce intensity on top of it. And intensity has to be appropriate for you, right? So if I had you guys go run a half marathon right now, how would you guys do? Some of you guys would probably do all right. Some of you guys wouldn't, right? It's the same distance, but relative to where you're at right now, right, it's gonna occur very differently. So Jesse, can you raise your hand real quick? Jesse over there has been doing distance running for a long time. So for him, that would be no problem. Right, and for someone else who hasn't doing that, well, man, I have to actually train up to that. Okay, so we have to introduce something that's intense relative to you, so then when your body is stressed and you're sleeping, your body's gonna adapt. Okay, so move with quality, be very, very responsible with how you modify. If you go too light, that's not going to help you. If you go too heavy, it's not going to help you, right? We'll always describe, hey, you know what, this should be about a 70%, this should feel like this, and then based on how we describe it, you want to modify the weight so that, you know, you're modifying appropriately. Does that make sense?